Hey everyone, welcome to my sketchbook tour. I have a lot of sketchbooks. Some of them you have seen already, but today we are taking a look at this one. It's from June to September 2018. I was going through an interesting period in my life. I will tell you about it through the drawings. And yeah, let's dig in. Okay, first one is obviously a doodle, but this actually is not the first piece. This has been glued later, and that is because we were hanging out with my friend Inco Art, Ina, and we were drawing together in a cafe. And actually this piece of paper is paper that she gave me, and the markers look amazing on this paper. Amazing, so bright, so beautiful. You will see in the later drawings I use the same markers, but just they don't look that bright. It's because the paper of the actual sketchbook is not that good as this one. But yeah, really fun doodle to draw. Let's see the next one, which is actually the first piece I did here in this sketchbook. This one I didn't really like it. Back then I was drawing with absolutely no sketch whatsoever. Sometimes I used to use a very pale marker to just really barely sketch out something, but here I think I didn't even do that, which I think is obvious. I mean, the head is giant, more than usual. But yeah, not really one of my favorites, but one of the few pieces I ever used glitter on. As you can see. Fun. Okay, next one. Actually, this one, I really love it. I still really love it. I'll pen it like this. This one again I drew outside. I think we were sitting by the sea with another friend who's also an artist. It was one of my attempts at drawing more boys. Back then I used to try to, draw more boys. Nowadays I don't, which is I'm not proud of it. But yeah, I still really like this one. Actually, later on I put it on a postcard because I printed out some cards with my art, and this one was one of them. And I really liked it. I really liked the vibe, and it was really fun to draw this one. Okay, let's move on. The next one. Hop. Okay, this piece, I remember drawing it when I was on vacation. Actually, from around this time when this drawing was drawn, right after this vacation I was in here, I switched from working full-time at an office to working half-time at home. And the reason was because I was super burned out. I was very lucky that my boss agreed to this arrangement where I could work just half day, and I felt really burned out. Actually, I have a sketchbook also from the period when it was like the worst, like working all the time, just super burned out. And I have video on that too, so you can find it if you want in my profile. So anyway, this was the beginning of this time when I started to work on myself and to overcome this burnout and to kind of find my art voice, meaning that when you don't put enough of time into your art, you can do it sometimes, but it feels like there is no direction to it. There is no like proper body of art. It's just like sporadic bursts of art creation, and then you have to go back to your 9 to 5 and stuff like that. And I really missed having like proper direction for my art, which is not something that I choose. It's very intuitive, but still is like if you draw often, if you draw every day, the feeling is totally different, and you have like, you can see a direction where you're going with your art. It is very intuitive. Okay, anyway, but this piece especially is not very my style or something like that. It's not very me. It's more like very heavily inspired by the works of one of my favorite artists on Instagram, Oliver Hibbert. Amazing, amazing inspiration for me. Next piece is another one I did on this vacation. It was like a week-long vacation, and actually we went to the mountains, but it was, and with the goal to, hike and go on mountaintops and stuff like that, but it was raining all the time. We really didn't plan with the weather. And we just stayed in a hotel room like for a whole week, so I was drawing a lot, and this was one of the pieces. So you can see here I wrote simple pleasures. It was kind of me going back to enjoying life. If you ever experienced burnout, you know that it just sucks the pleasures of your life. I mean, it's like you're numb, you kind of stop enjoying anything. So yeah, that was me, trying to kind of go back to enjoying life as it is, enjoying the small things, all that good stuff. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, another piece I made on the vacation. Here you can see sun with this diamond shape. This diamond shape is one of my favorite shapes to use. I kind of associate with it because of the playing cards, like the Queen of Diamonds is like what I represent myself with. So that's why I use it a lot in my drawings till this day. Maybe not so obvious like here, but I do. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This drawing actually was drawing that led me to create some print designs for the awesome skate apparel brand Radgal. So yeah, you can see many patterns. You can see the ripped stockings and cutout jeans. It's classic for me. And actually this piece I reworked it, so redone it for a printing design for the Radgal brand. I will include a photo so you can see. Okay, let's move on. This piece and the next one go together. Banana Split Lady and Strawberry Girl. So Strawberry Girl, Banana Split Lady, those are lyrics from the song of Susie and the Banshees, Christine. And I remember listening to it and I was like, Banana Split Lady, how would that look? And I guess that's how, in my opinion, she would look like this. And then after drawing Banana Split Lady, I was like, okay, I have to draw Strawberry Girl. I just have to, come on. So yeah, those are the two. Actually, I'm thinking of remaking them, and I think that will be very cool stickers also. But yeah, you can see that she has a little bit of vibes of the main character of my comic book project, Nana, a bit, at least I see it, because Nana is a character that I've been recreating in a lot of drawings. She's been with me since I was 15, so her design and her vibe is just something always on my fingertips. This one is the very first Draw This in Your Style that I ever did. It was the very first draw this in your style that I ever seen. it was super popular. It's like everybody was drawing this on my Instagram feed. So I was like, okay, I will draw it too, you know. And of course, I was trying really hard to grow my Instagram. I was really focused on growing my Instagram. So I was like, okay, I will draw these challenges because people will find me through the, you know, hashtag. I did a bunch of these, and now you will see them. Another one. I think this artist is no longer on Instagram. That's my memory, but nothing much to say about this one. Okay, this one. I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. I really like how I did the hair. I think this piece, in my personal opinion, is very well balanced with the details. I don't know. I am really happy with this one. Again, you can see the diamond shape, my favorite. It was very fun to draw, and to me this one was inspired by me looking at the Decora fashion. Here you can see some collage of eyes, again with the eyes. This was a very heavy eye period for me. I was going for something like more trippy. But for me, this piece was more about the, although it looks like it has a lot of meaning, in fact, it was a lot more about style and about the crafts. You know, it's like, oh, different patterns, let's try this with the eyes and stuff like that, more than the meaning itself. I think I collaged this eye here, the big one, because I drew something that I didn't like underneath. My cat is meowing. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one looks like absolute chaos. Like, I think that this thing to draw is like super fun. Super fun to draw. But when I see it now, it's just, what is this? You know, it's because of all the patterns. I can't really understand what I'm looking at because it's just so much. But yeah, I was really heavy on the patterns back then. Really, really, really. Let's see, next one. Okay, this one. This one, for me, it's a very important artwork. Let me show you. Just start drawing it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a plan. I felt like, nah, it's not working out. I remember even, this was so funny, I remember, because I was very focused on my Instagram account, like really, really focused, and every drawing I drew, I wanted to put it on my Instagram, you know, because I was really focused on growing my account. So I remember putting on a story where I said, you know, I shot this piece that was still unfinished and said, I think this one will not go on my Instagram account. It doesn't feel like right. When I continued doing it and drawing it and drawing it, I really felt like I found something, you know. It felt like like the pieces fell into place. From this drawing on, I started quite a long period with drawing my characters with a lot of tattoos on their bodies. It became a thing, you know. I had a very long period drawing always like a lot of tattoos on the bodies of my characters, and it started from this drawing. That's why this drawing is very important to me, and I really love it. And I think it's the first time I used this beer. This beer, it's always a red with a black label, and it says Truth Serum. This beer is an Easter egg in my drawing universe. You can go and look at drawings I did with beer, and it's almost always a red bottle or a can that is red. So yeah, this is a little Easter egg. Okay, go to the next one. So about this piece had a concept beforehand. I had a concept for it. I don't want to be boring. Can I be unique? It was inspired by me looking at Instagram, not only of art, but of people with their different alternative styles, a lot of tattoos, crazy hair color, stuff like that. And kind of reflecting on that. I also back then had my crazy hair color period. I will talk about later because there is a drawing on it here. But here my reflection was about why exactly I am doing this style. Is it, like crazy hair, like very alternative stuff like that? Is it self-expression? Is it rebellion against social norms? Or is it like trying to, prove myself and others that I'm not boring, I'm unique, I am special, I am something, And of course this goes for me deeper, like why do I need to prove myself that I'm not boring and I'm special? No, why I don't feel special already? Of course, everyone can say about themselves how they feel, but for me, this is part of it. Part of the reasons why I had blue hair upcoming. It's one of the next drawings. Okay. But first, this one. This one is another very special and very pivotal drawing. Let me zoom in. This drawing, again, was drawn in a bar by the sea with one of my friends who was also drawing. Why I'm zooming in on the face is because that's the pivotal part. Look at the eyebrows. Not the first time I drew thick eyebrows, but it was the drawing that from this point on, I start to draw very shaggy eyebrows on every character. And with this kind of joining up here. Of course, this is extreme. This here is extreme. I don't really draw it that extreme afterwards, but from this drawing on, I was like, whoa, I actually really like this look. I mean, you would think that it would be ugly, but because that's what society have been telling us for a very long time. But actually, it's really awesome. To this day, I still draw them like this. I will put some pictures to show you from my recent art. Not only eyebrows, but the eyes. They have white on them. This kind of white that you use to correct writing mistakes. I used them to correct the eyes because I didn't really like them, and I drew them on top of that with Posca markers and this kind of permanent marker Schneider, amazing pen, looks like this. Okay, so and I remember very clearly drawing these eyes and thinking about the eyes of the Barbie dolls. I used to love Barbie dolls when I was young, and I used to stare at their eyes and their face, especially eyes and the face and how they drawn, and I was like very mesmerized by it. I guess it's permanently in my head how they look, because I remember just trying to emulate it here in these eyes. And that from this drawing on, that was my intention with me drawing eyes. And I had a fellow artist tell me that my character design of my original character, Nana, is reminiscent of Barbie dolls. And I was like, yes, it is. It is, because I am inspired. The eyes are inspired by the Barbie dolls. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is again another draw this in your style. I want to make it kind of like cyber goth or something, I don't know, cyber feel. You can see it. What is unique? Again, war on boredom. Enjoy yourself. Again, with this reflection on uniqueness and on style, you know, like personal style. Like I was browsing a lot through kind of alternative fashions and stuff like that, because they're very inspiring to me. Especially goth is my favorite because I love the music. Through the music, I kind of found the fashion, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And of course, it's inspired by the punk aesthetic, and punk aesthetic is the best. I mean, it's like so awesome. Anyway, so moving on up. This is again another doodle. This is another one that I felt like I was quite burned out, although I was already working half-time, but it's not something you can shake off just for a couple of days, you know. Here you can see braces. I was still wearing braces. Actually, I wore braces for 4 years. Okay. This was drawn for a challenge of the YouTuber Danica XIX. She's super interesting, talks about movies and comics. But yeah, she had this art challenge to create her as a Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, the comic book character. What's interesting here is that I tried this amazing shading with dots. It's something that I love. I love this style. But I don't really do it myself because it's just a bit, takes a little bit more time that I have the patience for. But I love how it looks, especially this, the jacket here. I really love it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This drawing was a little bit after I painted my hair turquoise blue. And also I had, and still do, white top that said fake. And in general, the topic of being fake or being real and being a poser and stuff like that, it's been on my mind since I was a teenager. That was like a really big thing when we were teenagers, of course. And it's still a very interesting topic. As you can see here, it's like all the questions. I'm too true to be true. So true that I'm fake. So fake that I'm true. Am I real enough? Am I a poser? How real is too real? And do you really know me? Who am I? Fake but true. I personally really try to be authentic with my art. That is something that it's a goal of mine, you know. I keep my art very intuitive, and I try to draw like what I feel is calling me, you know. I feel like the urge to draw something, so I will draw it. You know, I don't really plan out a lot. And I think for me, at least, that keeps it, and that keeps it real, and that keeps it authentic, you know. Of course, this pull is often inspired by things I see, you know. As an artist, you're always in contact with other art, and that other art influences you. All these influences you see kind of like come together in your mind and just come out as your own expression of what you experience. It's very interesting, very interesting. The topic of what is fake, what is true. Okay, this one. This one is also very special because this and the next one, this one, are my very first designs of street stickers. So the first designs of stickers I created especially for sticking on the street. My thinking with these stickers for the streets was like, they will be on the streets, people would see them, they are there for people to see them, so I want people to have some kind of cool, positive message. So yeah, play on my avatar and this start today. putting off your change of your life, you see the sticker and it's like, oh, we'll start today. Oh, that was my thinking. I don't know. And here you can see that these two letters are a bit squished. That's because first I wrote S, just S, and it was start today. It was by mistake, I just missed the T, and I was like, oops, okay. And here is tomorrow. And for me, tomorrow is, it brings hope. Tomorrow will be better. That's why I throw it here. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, this is the last one. Okay. So this one is a remake of the cover of the first issue of Comixer. Comixer is a comic anthology of short stories of mostly Bulgarian artists, young artists, who draw comics, and I was part of the small team that created this comic book anthology. It existed for like 8 years more actively, and on the 10th anniversary, 10 years after the first issue, we created a zine to celebrate the 10 years since the first issue. So there I remade again this cover, but with a twist, you can see it here. This is done in 2018. The first one was 2011, and the new one, I think 2022, I created it. Anyway, so yeah, you can see how the design changed, but this kind of a color scheme was a bit of an inspiration for the new one. This is it from the sketchbook. If you enjoyed this, you can look for my other sketchbook tours. Thank you so much.